Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for Triangulation is brought to you by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com. This is Triangulation, episode 70, recorded September 19th, 2012. Jessica Corbin. Triangulation is brought to you by Stamps.com. Use Stamps.com to buy and print real U.S. postage the instant you need it right from your desk. For our special offer, visit Stamps.com, click the radio microphone, and use the offer code TWIG. And by Ford. Ford invites tech geeks to join the conversation, submit ideas, and grab your Tech Geek badge at social.ford.com. It's time for Triangulation, the show where we get interesting people on, and I get to sit down with them for an hour and talk to them about, what they think about the world. Now, we called it originally Triangulation because it was me and Tom Merritt and a guest, but we've now revamped the show because Tom wants to go home early. He starts at 10. What are you laughing at?
Just real talk.
It's
real
true.
Talk.
It's Tom. He wants to go home early. But now the third part of Triangulation is our chat room, our live chat room. So I know there's a lot of people in the chat room who are very excited about our guest today because she's an old friend, young friend, but she's been a friend for a long time. Jessica Corbin is with us today. Hi, Jessie. It's good to see you.
Oh, Leo, this is such a pleasure, such an honor. I'm so happy to be reunited.
Well, so are all these people in the chat room. So and here's the reason. Jessica was, of course, on the Screensavers for many, many years. But what I didn't know is we hired you right out of college.
That's right. That's right. It was my first gig out of college. I wanted to be, a reporter. I'd done my internships at MTV News and ABC News. And then I got this call from a friend of a friend that had a gig. It was the boom happening in San Francisco. And so I hopped right on it and got my tail up there. And I actually was Erica Hill's PA. She was producing and I was her PA.
Wow.
And that was like me being inducted into, news making and production and definitely TechTV.
Was that were we doing Tech Live when you came or?
Yeah. So that, I don't even know. It was whatever the news program was.
There was news, but then we went to like a 9-hour daily news block. But that was later.
Yeah, that was later.
Yeah.
This was like the first the first iteration of the news. And it was, those days were just like the glory days. It was just an abundance of money and cookies and fun times and people and free lunches and cocktails.
Lots
a little bit.
Lots of cocktails and lots of tequila shots. We don't talk about that anymore. Somebody has a Tech Whisperer. Send me that picture again because I missed the link the first time. A picture of all of us on the Screensavers. So when did you start to work for the Screensavers?
So I started to do webcasts. That was the first thing that I did. I definitely had my resume tape ready to go. And Harry Fuller, that was the news director.
He was our news director. That's right.
That's right. Okay, so I slip him one day. I'm like, hey, just by chance, I know you guys are really bootstrapped here. If you like, here's my resume tape. I'd be down to do anything you need me to do. And so then they put me on webcasts. And then from webcasts, something happened with the formatting of Screensavers, and they were slotting new people in, and they knew, that I was interested, and I had, an inkling of some comfort on camera, and they kind of threw me into the wolves with Megan Maroney.
I think it was Paul Block who saw and immediately recognized talent when he saw it. He said, that Jessica Corbin, she is talented. Here is the Screensavers crew, and this is circa 2003, I think, 2002, with, can you see my, oh, you can't see my screen. What am I doing? I'm missing the special connector, John. Oh well, I'll just hold it up like this. No, that's not going to work. I need the connector. We'll show it in a second. So, and I think a lot of people got to know you then. You were doing you were in the Babe Corral, which I'm ashamed to say I named. But that was an ironic name. I was being ironic about that. I wasn't Wasn't trying to be
you know
sexist.
what? I had nothing, and still, there's nothing wrong with being called a babe, you know? And to be honest, at the time, like, this was a heavy, like, tech-centric show, and I didn't have much experience with tech. All I knew is that I was a girl that was interested in it, and that was kind of the role that I played, was the girl that was interested in the tech. Not necessarily the expert at the time, but, you know, I was interested, and to be called good-looking, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, you're still, of course, gorgeous, but it wasn't about that, because you've always been super smart. Here, can you see it now? There we go. So there's Yoshi and Kevin and Fufu.
Look at that!
There's Sarah Lane, and there
That's
is
awesome.
Jessica Corbin right in there with the rest of them. And then there's some old guy sitting in your lap there. There I am, and Patrick Norton.
I can't tell you how many times that happened.
Oh, my God. I kept trying.
Again.
He's drunk again, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, it was fun. It was a very tight-knit crew, and I think we all became very close doing that show. I was the old guy there, so I wasn't, you know, if you look at this, the top two rows, these were all the young folks, and you guys really, I think, really became very close.
Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, you understand how special it was. When you're in it, you know, especially being my first job out of college, you know, you kind of think that maybe this is just the way work life is.
Oh, you've learned that lesson, haven't you?
It's like, oh my God, like I wasn't able to appreciate it at the time. Like, I knew it was cool, but like I didn't get it, you know, how rad it was and how much freedom we had to create. Yes. How connected with our viewers we actually were, and like how rad our viewer base was. Like the dedication and the commitment that they had to us and the viewership. I mean, that's why when it all went away, like we're still left scratching our heads going, what a shame. And, you know, the only person that we really have to thank is like you and Kevin Rose and David Prager that like continue to do content, you know, and carry the audience forward, because it just kind of went to, you know.
I didn't know any better. I didn't know any better, but I did know, and you're right. I was looking at you young people and thinking, boy, they have no idea what an event this is in their life, and how they're going to look back on this and go, that was something. That was really something.
It was.
Yeah, because I'd worked quite a long time in media by that time, and I knew it was a very special place. But you know what's great is that the fans, and this is why I'm sure Kevin and Prager started Revision 3, and certainly why I started TWiT. The fans never went away. They always said, we want that. Bring it back. Where did it go?
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, I still get emails from fans. I haven't been on air for quite some time, and I still get emails from fans, you know, and it's been at least 5 years that I've been, you know, off air in any capacity. And
really? Has it been that long?
Yeah.
So TechTV, you stayed there till 2004. It was purchased by Comcast.
That's right.
And did you go down to LA? I can't remember.
I mean, I could really dish right now.
Oh, dish!
Well, I mean, it was just that whole experience and that transition, and every couple of weeks you show up and there's more layoffs, and you're just wondering if you're going to keep your job. And then, you know, I get a call from Charles Hirschhorn.
The late lament. Actually, he's not dead yet, but we wish he was. The late lament. Charles Hirschhorn, who was at the time CEO, the guy who had started G4 and managed the merger between G4 and TechTV. He was the guy Comcast said, all right, you run this beast. And, of course, he ran it right into the ground. He was fired later. What did Charles tell you? Because I'll tell you what he told me, but go ahead.
Okay,
what did he tell you?
I bet you he read from the same script. But he basically assured me of my job.
He did?
He said, you know, are you excited to go down to LA? You know, we look forward to having you down there. And then I learned that my job was gone. Yeah, that was awesome.
Wow.
But I am telling you, it was all kind of a haze.
Yeah.
And other things started to line up for me. And so I let it go. Again, thinking that, like, this is just the way, you know, career life is. It's just like one great thing after the next, and something great will happen. And I had done some work with CNN, and then I started to hop over and do entertainment. So then I started to do e-news reporting, and then I got my own show on the Style Network. And so I was kind of going that direction. But I'm telling you, I never had as much fun.
No.
Ever. And it was almost like the higher that I got up on the podium, like once I got my own show, I had zero creative input. And I just ended up being like a talking head. And that's when my love for all of it kind of went away, and I started to really reconsider, maybe go behind the camera so I can at least create, which I did for a couple of years. I executive produced, and I did some shows for Revision 3, which, again, glad to work with them. Super happy to work with them.
You did a ton of shows there. You were on Texzilla, I know. You did Pop Siren.
Yeah.
What else did you do there? In Digital was the first one, right?
That's right, with Han, which was in Will Wheaton, which was like super, super fun. Like, what a great crew to work with. They were great, and it
lasted a year.
Fun. Yeah. And then it was Pop Siren in Digital, and then I also helped launch the Dig Reel, which I'm not a comedian, so it was like I'm doing my best just to read prompter here or whatever somebody was trying to tell me, but I wasn't doing the writing, so it wasn't a good fit. But they succeeded. I mean, they just got bought by.
Yeah, they did all right. I don't know how much of them will remain once the.
Right.
We've been through this before, right? When a big company comes along and says, "Hey, we love you. You're beautiful. Don't ever change. We're not going to change a thing," and then we'll see what happens. Discovery, of course, purchased Revision 3. So, so was it Vinny Bombarino that gave you the bad news there at TechTV? What was his name? Longobardo. He was the guy who told me I wasn't going to be working there.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Honestly, my whole TechTV experience ended with that conversation with Hirschhorn.
Charles Hirschhorn, who then was fired some years later because they could never get ratings, and he ended up running a channel for senior citizens, I think. Which is kind of fitting. He told me, so they were having trouble negotiating with Kevin, right? Because Kevin and Sarah were going to continue the screensavers, and Kevin was going to host. And I think that the negotiations were going well. So he gets on the horn after firing me and says, "Leo, what were we thinking? You're great. We should have you. Why don't you, when you're in town, come and visit me?" I said, "Well, I could fly down." He said, "Well, you'll pay your own way, right?" I said, "No. See ya. Bye-bye. I'm not going to have that conversation with you." And then I found out later it was all about, scaring Kevin. "Oh, well, we got Leo coming down to talk. You really should sign with us." But they didn't want anybody my age. I was surprised that they didn't keep you because you were really a star on the show, and that was a dumb thing.
Well, I wasn't on the screensavers at that point. I was on Tech Live, and they nixed
there's the problem. Yeah.
So at that point, I was totally off, and I was doing more of I was doing this show called Movie Fanatics for TechTV, which was all about going behind the scenes of blockbuster movies and talking to all the visual effects artists and kind of doing more of the entertainment side of tech, and then Tech Live. But then neither of those shows were taken, and hence I got the boot.
The boot. The big Charles Hirschhorn boot.
Yeah.
So you come from a Hollywood lineage, though, because your grandfather. Who's your grandfather?
Yeah, Daddy Pat.
Daddy Pat Boone.
Yeah, Pat Boone is the grand.
We loved that. It was just it's like Pat Boone's granddaughter is now doing a tech television network. It was just so great.
But it was kind of a fit for him because he still loves technology. Every time I come, he's showing me the new gadget he bought and how cool it is. And, it was fun it was like a nice little rabbit to pull out of my pocket, for fun viewing.
So he liked it that you were on TechTV?
Oh, yeah.
Did he ever watch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My mom was particularly sad when it all ended. She liked to see the little girl on the TV.
Now I know your Aunt Debbie Boone, of course, had the huge was a singer and is a singer and has a huge hit.
Yeah.
You light up my life. Did your mom sing too? Was she ever in entertainment? Or?
Did she? She still does. Those. Every person in my family except for me is in a band. My dad. And my mom is in a 4-part harmony, doo-wop that tours, every now and again. They do malls and they go to Japan. It's very odd. But, she has that desire to still sing. And
you didn't get the singing?
No, I thought it was incredibly cheesy. I mean, come on. If you grew up in my eyes, and you saw your family, the Pat Boone family.
You didn't want that.
It was intensely cheesy, and I was too cool for that.
It was kind of, everybody's embarrassed by their family, though. That's not unusual.
No,
you were just your family was public, and so everybody it was because everybody knew.
Well, I mean, my generation, not really.
It wasn't cool.
When my mom tried to get me to harmonize with her when I was young, I just thought she was stupid. I didn't get it. I wish I would have learned.
You didn't inherit the pitch, the hearing, the.
I think I have the ear.
See?
And I wouldn't put it past me now in my renaissance as a 30-year-old lady to like go get voice lessons.
You could do it.
I think I could.
You could do it.
I'll come back next time and see.
I want to see you on X Factor.
Totally.
She's got the X Factor. Everybody knows that. We're talking to Jessica Corbin. Great friend, and I haven't seen you in ages, and I'm just glad things are going well for you. I'm going to ask you about post-TechTV life, and I want to talk about your brother, too, and see how he's doing, because that was something we were all very invested in, very interested in, and I know a lot of the TechTV people are, in fact, they've already asked in the chat room about him, so we'll ask about your brother in a bit. But let us continue on in a moment, because right now we want to tell you how to stop going to the post office.
I'm interested.
Everybody who wants to go to the post office. It's funny because every once in a while I get a call from stamps.com and they say, the post office is getting a little sensitive, so don't deprecate the post office. I love who doesn't love getting mail? But I'll tell you what you don't like is going to the post office and getting stamps. So here's the deal. You can print stamps. You don't need to go to the post office. In fact, you could do anything you could do at the post office. You could do it at your computer, at your desk, with your printer. You don't need a postage meter. You don't need special ink. You just need this thing, stamps.com. They got a deal with the post office. The post office worked it out with them, and it's really cool. They can print stamps even right on the envelope. They print the mailing label. They do the whole thing for you. If you're a small business, if you do mailing of any kind, stamps.com is wonderful, but it's especially great for people like Amazon sellers and eBay sellers because it'll take the data right from the website. You don't have to copy and paste it in. If you're doing international mailings, it handles all the forms and everything. You don't have to go to the post office anymore. You always have exactly the right postage, and they give you a USB scale. So you ever put extra stamps on something so you know it'll get there? No more. Stamps.com. You always have the right postage because it almost sounds illegal because you print it yourself. You make your own postage. You put it on this thing and you mail it out. Here's the deal. Go to stamps.com right now. Wait a minute. Stop. See that? $80 value. We're going to do better than that. Click the radio microphone in the upper right-hand corner there. Enter the word triangulation. That's our special promo code. And then click go. And what do you get? $110 bonus value. That's $30 more. $55 in postage. A free digital scale. You just pay the shipping and handling for that. It's worth $50. And by the way, after the trial, you can cancel, pay nothing, and keep the scale. It's yours. $5 supply kit, 4-week trial. Stamps.com. You even get discounts you can't get at the post office. Up to 21% in express mail. Up to 15% on priority mail. And you don't even have to get out of your seat to mail it. The mail carrier comes to you, takes it, and goes. Either on his or her regular rounds, or you can even schedule a free pickup. Try it. You'll like it. Stamps.com. And we're very glad that they believe in us. And we believe in them. So, your brother's name is Ryan.
Ryan, yeah.
And he's your younger brother?
He's my older brother. He's 1.5 years older than I am.
And I'll never forget the day you got that call on the set of the Screensavers. And it was just horrible. Ryan had fallen. He was on the roof of his apartment building and accidentally fallen through a glass skylight.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and that was about 11 years ago. If you
Holy
can imagine
cow.
that. I know.
And
I know.
And boy, it was touch and go for a while. I know you went right down there. You spent a lot of time with him. Your grandpa and your family prayed a lot for him. Yeah. And he's gotten better, right? So
totally.
How is he now?
He it's always hard to explain because brain damage and traumatic brain injury manifests so different in people. Ryan, he has full memory of everything before the accident.
Really?
He's talking.
Wow.
He's feeding himself. He isn't walking independently yet. We just figured out that he can walk in almost like a supported walker.
Wow.
Which is these things along the way that we find out that he can do are giant uplifts for us. And so when we get a new device that assists him to do something new and open up a new capacity, it's awesome. Because like you said, doctors basically advised us to take him off of life support because he was going to be a vegetable.
Unbelievable.
We know he's far from a vegetable.
Unbelievable.
He laughs, he sings, he interacts, he plays a mean game of catchphrase.
Really?
But like he can play certain games, but not others, and it has to do with where the brain injury, lies in the brain. So he is a work in progress. I mean, we don't know how far we're going to get. We've tried a lot of different therapies, to facilitate healing in every way, and we'll continue to until we are satisfied or run out of money. And I don't think we're going to run out of money. So it's probably we're just going to keep on pressing forward.
I'm thrilled to hear how much progress he's made. That's really great.
Yeah. My mom is actually writing a book about the whole thing.
Good.
Called Million Prayer Man, because the family was on Larry King Live like 5 times just talking about the power of prayer, and and then my dad is also writing a book about it as well. So the family is, I think, processing what happened and now kind of making lemonade out of lemons and paying it forward.
Kingy in our chat room is wondering if it changed your outlook on life.
Oh my God, shape-shifted everything. And funny enough, when something that catastrophic happens for the period of time. Ryan was in a coma for 4.5 months, but he was in the hospital, basically in a coma for 1.5 years. I mean, he wasn't really responsive for about 1.5 years. And to have him emerge from his coma at about 2 years in and say the word mom, it's kind of like,
wow,
getting, a fresh new baby back. And so it's very interesting, and it's shaped the way that I view spirituality, what I believe, as far as those deep underpinnings of belief and why things happen why bad things happen to good people, because they don't get better than my brother. They just don't, So it sends you to those places, but I've definitely come through and feel very hopeful. Yeah.
What is that on your wrist?
Oh, that's a tattoo.
What does it say?
And this I actually got in light of Ryan's accident.
I remember. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, okay. It means God consciousness. It's like, how can you inhabit more of a mental space, heart-centered space, just to kind of allow these things to happen, and not completely shut down or melt down. So I got a little reminder on my wrist.
Yeah, and every time you look at it, God conscious. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I make up, though, because it's in Sanskrit. I kind of mess with people. So they're like, what does that mean?
It can mean anything you say it means.
Yeah.
Well, what do you tell them? You're a jerk. It means you're a jerk. Go away.
It means I hate people. Yeah.
I hate people. No, you don't.
it just depends on
who's don't. So you're an entrepreneur.
I am.
Smart woman, got out of but I think that's one of the lessons you learn as you watch Silicon Valley and you watch this boom and bust cycle, or a bust. We all learned a little bit from that. I think you learn, and then you spend any time in media, you learn you have to make your own opportunities for sure.
That's right. I mean, my first venture was the Fempire, which was like this awesome women's empowerment movement, and I started funding that. Actually, no, I'll go back. I actually got funding just by happenstance from one of the same investors that invested in Dig at the same time. However, my investor disappeared, so we had this thing out in the world, with an operating budget that we couldn't meet because the investor literally disappeared. Oh. So I started self-funding at that point, taking gigs, for other TV networks and just throwing money into it as long as I could. Brought Carolyn Kane on board to really try to give it a go. And then, to be very frank, internally we started to have a little bit of discord between me and the other co-founder, and it wasn't worth our friendship. So we kind of just let it lay. But it was an awesome idea that never came to full fruition. And so when I got hit with another inspired idea, I decided to do it by myself.
Yeah, that's another lesson one can learn.
And now I'm just going for it, and
so what is new? What are you doing?
So it's kind of the culmination of all of my passions. So it's media, it's tech, and it's fitness. Being that I have been a lifelong athlete, and also in between gigs, you kind of have to have either your waitressing gig. I had my personal training gig.
You were a personal trainer?
Yeah. I actually got my personal training certificate when I had to come home for Ryan's accident.
Oh, so you could work with him.
So I could just be with the family and kind of, be of support, but so far away. So I got my personal training certificate, and then I started working with people in that capacity, and it was deeply rewarding. And I just have a growing interest in health and fitness.
I wish I'd known that. I would have hired you as a personal trainer in a heartbeat.
Okay.
I would do anything you said. If you said, all right, give me 50, I would do 50 push-ups for you.
Well, do it right now.
No, I'm not. I'm kidding. Oh, shoot. She called me on it. Rats. So it's Fitness RX.
Fitness RX.
And this is all yours.
This is mine. It came from this experience I had at the acupuncturist, actually, where they would take my pulses and they would tell me how to work out. So in acupuncture, they take your pulses by pressing 3 fingers on your wrist, and then they give you different kind of diagnoses from that assessment. And I found this to be fascinating. Like, what were they reading in my pulse that would determine how hard I should be working out? Well, I did a ton of research, and I came upon a biomarker from a Western perspective, not an Eastern, so a much more quantifiable perspective. And it's called heart rate variability. And this biomarker helps you determine, it's like a window into your nervous system. And it allows you to see how stressed you are on any given day, how fatigued you are on any given day. And how I'm spinning it is how vital you are on any given day. So the more vitality you have, the more energy you have, those are the days when you push hard. On the days when you're a little bit shaky, a little bit ungrounded, slightly depleted, you take a much more moderate approach. And on the days when your energy is just shot, like you got none, those are the days when you do what I call cooling exercises, much more restorative exercises, so that you can always stay in the pocket of your workout. So this particular app, it's an iPhone app. We will be launching on the Droid eventually.
It's out now for the iPhone, though? I can get it now?
Oh, soon. Soon.
We were going to, that's right. Now I remember, because I said, we got to get you on Triangulation. You said, wait till the app's out. It's not out yet, though.
So basically,
are you waiting for Apple, or is, software development always takes 20 times longer?
Learning exponentially. I mean, this whole process of startup and have the technology components, not just the media, but bringing in the technology, going through the beta testing and the refining and optimizing. I mean, it's been such an endeavor, but I really believe in this product. Like, it's totally comprehensive. It gives you no excuses, Leo, not to get
I want this. Now, how does it measure my heart rate? Do I have to wear a band?
Yeah. So basically what you do...
You got one?
Yeah. So you use this chest strap right here.
I have. That's like my heart rate monitor. I've worn those before.
And then you take, this is your ECG receiver right here, and you plug it into your iPhone. Cool. Okay? So from there, you do the 1-minute assessment. And that 1-minute assessment is assessing your heart rate variability, what I call your vitality score. So it's going to tell you how much energy you have to use that day to stay within therapeutic range. Because exercise is also a form of stress. So like this P90X craze, this high intensity craze, I'm really not all about it from an efficacy point of view. Like, it's not that sound. Your body needs rest and recovery, and this app is going to show you the exact days when to take that. And then it fully comes with fitness workouts that stream in through your iPhone, so that, again, it's all using your own body weight. So you don't need the gym. It's like having a personal trainer in your pocket for $6 a month. It's awesome.
This makes so much sense. So you're going to charge a monthly fee, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, so because you get fresh content every week, you get new workouts every week. You, for that reason, we have it on a subscription. So it's the starter kit for everything is $99.99, and that includes 2 months of content
and the hardware, because you need the little monitors and everything. That's cheaper than a heart rate monitor. That's good.
Correct.
All right, I'll buy one, and it's coming. Like when? Like a month, 2 weeks, a month, a day? What?
It depends on how quick Apple approves.
You're waiting on Apple?
So the crazy part about apps is that you can make it can be awesome, and then Apple can say no.
Right.
And so that's where we're at. We're waiting to approve, and if not, then we're on to alternative platforms.
And unfortunately, your timing's bad because the new iPhone has this. They have all these new apps that have to approve quickly for the new iPhone. So you're probably on the back. It's like, we'll get you in a bit.
You have no idea. Like, a couple weeks ago, no, I would say a month ago, it was like anywhere between 5 days to 2 weeks. Now it's like 3. So we'll. I mean, the 5 thing was such a bummer because our specs, are just basically all apps that you don't want to stretch. They're just going to come on the iPhone 5 with little black bars on the side and keep the same aspect ratio so it doesn't stretch the visual. Right. Yeah.
So you can now you can redesign it.
I can redesign it before I even launch it. Awesome.
You might as well. And you said you're going to do an Android version.
Yeah. We got it. We decided to launch on the iPhone first. I just felt like my users are going to probably be more iPhone users than Android, but we definitely will be launching on the Android and the Windows 7 phone after that.
Good. Make it Windows 8. By the time you come out, it'll be Windows 8. I hate to tell you.
Yeah. When does that launch? October what?
October 26th. So you might as well just
Yeah.
I am so glad this actually, sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Heart rate variability, and you measure that. And I know from my own experience that there's some days I am not going to do P90X and like that. Right. And there's some days I just want to do some yoga, and then there's some days I just want to sleep.
Correct. And then the app will just say, Leo, sleep.
No, really? Is there a level that's so low that I should just sleep?
Yeah, I mean there is, and it's called cooling. And those days you can either do the yoga or any of the other cooling exercises that I have in there, but it will keep your heart rate below 65% of its max, so that you aren't exerting yourself to any degree. And on those days, if you'd rather just take a rest day, by all means, that's a perfect day to take a rest day.
This actually, you know what? I think Jessica, this is going to be huge. That sounds like I could totally get it.
Yeah, and there's a fully integrated heart rate monitor, so that when you have your earbuds in and you're working out and you got your music going, it's going to tell you, it's going to beep when you're too high and it's going to tink when you're too low, so that you don't even have to look. You can just audibly get your cues to modulate your movement.
So this is very ambitious. You had to have hardware made. I mean, you're really serious about this.
I was very serious and very inspired because I suffered from overtraining and burnout my entire life, and when I was an athlete at UCLA, like my coaches never, ever, ever, were like, you know what, take the day off. It was always like push harder. And I did a number on my body because of it, and it's not sound. And so it's kind of like, back to Ryan's accident, you have that like gut check. You're like, okay, what do I want to do with my life? Because it's crazy. So let's seize the day, do something that you believe in. It's exactly what you're doing. It's like you're kind of a renegade. You're out there, you're doing it, and people are loving it, Leo. They're loving it. Oh. Like I had another interviewer the other day. I was teaching at this fitness spa, and the blogger for this fitness spa saw that I had been on Screensavers, and she's like, I love Leo Laporte.
Every once in a while, somebody says that. Well, we love Jessica Corbin. Can you hang on for just a little bit more? Oh, she's having a drink. She's in the cool down phase. I think we muted her. But we're going to talk a little bit about Ford. Ford has a great new website, social.ford.com, and they wanted everybody to know about it. In fact, I'm going to throw something in because they also today announced the new Fusions. And if you go to social.ford.com, you can read all about them. The new Fusion, 47 miles per gallon, city, highway, and combined. It is the best, beats the Camry by 4 miles per gallon in the city, 8 miles per gallon on the highway, according to the EPA. It is I've driven the Fusion. It's a great midsize car, really nice. They have just done some amazing stuff, and you can read all about it here at social.ford.com. This is a site for people who are Ford lovers, who want to share their stories. their ideas, their images and videos. And I invite you to visit. I've even written an article for them because, as you know, I love my Mustang and I love my Ford Sync. So I talked with Jim Buczkowski about some of the future apps coming to Ford Sync and my little favorite little topic, autonomous vehicles, and you know, how Ford is gradually including more and more intelligence in their cars. What was the stats on this new Fusion and with how many sensors it had and everything? It's really fantastic. Visit social.ford.com. Grab a badge. They've got one for every Ford lover, whether you have a Ford truck, a Mustang like me, Warriors in pink. I don't even know. What is that? Together. Oh, it's anti-breast cancer. That's cool. So these are all badges for people who love Ford and want to kind of show their Ford love. There's even one, if I go, I think it's on page 2. Let me see here. For the Tech Geek, they have a special. I think they did this just for TWiT. This is, you're not just ahead of the curve. You're the one leading it. You can get the badge. You can read the site, visit it, and find out more about this new Ford Fusion, an amazing vehicle. Just they're really doing the new Fusion, the new Ford Focus, all of this, just doing some amazing stuff. Social.ford.com. Check it out today. Jessica Corbin is our guest on Triangulation today, and this is the first of what I hope will be a series of Triangulation episodes, kind of going back and see, you know, kind of I don't want to say where are they now, but talking to some of our best good friends from TechTV and from the Screensavers. And, you know, I've kind of stayed in touch with Jess all along because you've always been an inspiration because, you know, to be honest, you're such an upbeat and wonderful person, and everybody loves you. But you've actually had some tough times. I don't think you acknowledge that, but it's not always been smooth sailing for Jessica Corbin.
Oh, no. Yeah. No, those tough times were really tough. And I don't know. Yeah.
How do you stay upbeat? Is it your spirituality that does it? Is it your fitness regimen? Or is it your personality? I think it's just your personality.
Oh gosh, I think it's probably a combination of everything, but most of all, it's just I'm really surrounded by tremendous people, and even though you know, the tough times were pretty grim, the love was always there. You know, it got really confusing. You know, it sent me on a journey. I'll tell you that, because I mean, I had to cut out. Like, I really had to go and process my life so that my smile wasn't fake anymore. Because for a while there, it started to get a little bit fake. You know, and that it isn't worth it. You know, I felt like I had the support to actually go and cut out and just go dig deep.
Where did you go?
I went to Asia for a long time. And
like a long time? How long? A month?
No, I went for about 5, and I, you know, I'm a yogi, so I study a lot of yoga and like the inner workings of the mind, and you know what blocks us, and I find that stuff to be really, really interesting. And yeah, now I have my own personal philosophy that I can fully get behind, and life feels much more authentic because I mean, some of those smiles were a little bit fake, but now they're very, very real. So it worked out.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah,
I don't know, because you're a redhead or something, but I always thought of you as I Love Lucy. You remind me so much of just kind of a warm, not like the crate, but a warm Lucille Ball. I don't know why. They just always.
I'll take that. I wish I was half as funny. Or how about a 10th?
You're funny. You just don't.
I know what's funny.
You don't know it. But you're.
I know what's funny.
So Renee Hasp in our chat room says, "Are you married? Are you in love? What's your?"
Oh, what a great question. I am in a relationship.
Good.
3 years with the same man.
How nice.
I'm in love. He's wonderful. And we'll see.
Did he go to Asia with you, or did?
No, that was a solo mission. Booked a one-way ticket. Didn't know when I was going to come.
Really, one-way ticket. Where did you go?
I initially went to Thailand, and then I went to Bali. So did about 4 months in Bali.
So it's Eat, Pray, Love. This is your Eat, Pray, Love. You did the thing.
It just feels so cliche now, but yeah, I guess it was. It was. There's something really special about that place. So if you ever, you know, But go to the mountains, not to the coast. Go to the mountains.
The coast is the tourist area.
Yeah. Get into the mountains and just get ready because crazy stuff happens there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you a vegetarian? You're a vegetarian, right?
No, sir, meat eater.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because up in the mountains, I think it's just goats.
I can honestly say I have not eaten any goat. I did not eat a goat. But
you're friends with one old goat. Let me just tell you that right now.
Stop it. It's
just so nice to catch up with you, and it sounds like things are going great. I have to say, I cannot wait to try this app.
I'll ship you one once it's done.
Well, you don't have to do that. I will buy it, but I do want you to let us know so that we can tell everybody, and I'll do a review on I'll do a review on our review show before you buy, so people will know.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you deserve a big plug because it sounds actually like a really cool idea. It's not a heart rate monitor; it's a little more sophisticated.
It's like a heart rate monitor on steroids.
Yeah, heart rate variability. So the less variable it is, the more you need to just take it easy.
Correct.
And the more it can go up and down, the more energy you have, right?
Yeah. I mean, look at my chart. So, also this app charts it. So it sends you trends over time. So you can see how your energy is trending over time. So you can see right here that...
So they got a little low there.
Yeah, that was a bad day.
No kidding. It was a bad day. Did you know at the time it was a bad day, or did you have to look at the phone and say, "Ooh, I'm having a bad day"?
Well, the night before was a really good night.
Aha!
Hung over the next morning.
They go together, don't they?
So it tracks that. Your heart rate variability, it's going to tell you.
Isn't that interesting? So that proves that it works.
Totally.
Because you were really hungover.
Doesn't happen often.
Oh, it does remind me of the TechTV days, though, a little bit. And I blame Dave Chung for every one of those.
I always blame, to this day, I blame Dave Chung for everything.
For every one of those hangovers. He was a pusher. He would say, "Oh, tequila shots," and then he would make you drink them, and then he would wander off.
I love him.
I do, too. Love him. One of the things we're going to do, a couple of things. First of all, May 11th will be the 15th anniversary of the launch of TechTV.
Wow.
May 11th, coming up. So we're going to do something. Originally, I had made a deal with Kevin and Rose and David Prager, that Revision 3 would go in halvesies. I don't think that's going to happen now. So I think it's going to be up to me to throw this party.
Do it. Do it right. Have Dave Chung plan it.
And Dave Chung will be the party planner, and we'll get Erica Hill and David Youn out.
Right.
We'll get the whole gang. And I do want to do a special show at some point where we just have everybody. We have a big round table and we just have everybody, and we could just. It'll be not very interesting for anybody who didn't watch TechTV, but all the stories. We'll get Kat. We'll get everybody. It'll be really fun. Chris Perillo.
Yeah.
Jesse, so nice to see you. I'm really pleased. It sounds like things are going well for you.
They are.
Okay, give Ryan our love.
I will.
I'm so glad that he's doing so well. That's really great news.
Yeah. We got a ways to go, but he's definitely come so far.
And folks, if you want to get your heart rate variability measured, vitnessrx.com. That's what it says in Sanskrit on her wrist, actually.
That's
actually what it says.
Yeah.
Fitnessrx.com. Look for it in the Apple Store soon.
Mm-hmm.
And
come on, Apple. Come on,
Apple. Come on. Yeah, that doesn't work. I found out. No, that doesn't work. They're not very responsive to pressure.
Okay.
Thank you, Kate Patello. We'll get Kate Patello. I know where she and Ray Weigel went off to. They went off to Traverse City, Michigan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, we just scattered.
Erica's back east. I don't know what she's doing now. She was on CBS this morning. She was so great.
She's not there anymore?
They let her go about
Stop it.
Ago. I know.
God, she is one of the greatest.
I know.
She's
What's nails. The hell?
She's nails, like anything. She's just...
We know where Morgan Webb is anyway. Poor Morgan.
Yes.
Sumi Das. I know where Michaela Pereira is. Do you ever run into her? You're down there.
I never run into her, but I watch her.
She's on KTLA. Yep. Yeah.
Sure.
Megan Maroney, I know where she is. She's up here with her twins and her daughter, and she's doing great. I see her all the time. You would be proud of Megan. She looks fantastic.
Awesome.
Works out
I miss
like
that lady.
Yeah.
She's great too. Yeah. I mean, it's very redundant, the things that come out of my mouth when you mention people from TechTV.
Oh, and people were asking about Yoshi. Yoshi does special effects for the movies. See, I'm friends on Facebook with all these people, but we just got to get them all together and do something.
Do it.
Jessica, thank you so much. Jessica Corbin, great to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Good to see you.
All
okay.
Right. All the best. Namaste.
Namaste, Leo.
Oh, wow. The memories. Thank you, Jessica. Next time you're up here, come in studio, okay?
I will. I'm going to ransack you guys.
Good.
We're going to do yoga.
You know what? Maybe we're going to do the TWiT Fitness show again. Actually, we did this briefly, TWiT Fit, but we didn't have any space. Now we have space. We could have yoga. We could do yoga right here.
Yeah.
Would you do that, Chad? Karsten, you do it? Liz, would you do it?
All
right, we got. We'll have a little yoga thing over here.
And I also do Thai yoga massage therapy, so I can adjust and assist people. That's a little cherry on top.
I love Thai massage. That is hard, though. The stretching and the.
Yep.
So is that what you learned when you were in Thailand?
No, I learned it when I got back.
Oh,
it doesn't make any sense, but yeah.
I've had Thai massage, and it's amazing. It's the best stretching I've ever had. It's incredible.
Yeah. It is awesome.
All right, Jessica.
All right, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. And thank you all for being here for another episode of Triangulation. We've got some great shows coming up. Karsten Bondi is now working on the show. And I know that we've got Jonathan Colton coming up. And right after Jonathan Colton, John Hodgman. He has the audio version of his book is coming out. We're going to get him on. Who do we have somebody for next week, Karsten? Do you know? He's looking on the schedule right now. I'll tell you what, here's the deal. Don't plan ahead. Don't even think about it. Just be here every Wednesday. I promise you something fascinating. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 2200 UTC, TWiT.tv. As you know, you're very important to this show, so you've got to be in the chat room. But don't worry if you miss any of our shows. And now we have 70 episodes in the can. You can go back in time and watch them all on demand, audio and video available at twit.tv/TRI. Thanks for joining us. And I'll see you next week on Triangulation. Keep that heart rate up or down.